If you have a single member LLC and you are trying to build business credit, you really want to watch this show till the end, because the whole thing here is I will be giving you a lot of tips, a lot of hacks, a lot of gems that will help you actually clarify everything and really build business credit the right way. Not in 30 days, because a lot of folks out there are trying to dazzling you, telling you you can build business credit in 30 days. That ain't true. It's not going to happen. You're not going to build business credit in 30 days, but 90 days, 180 days, that's feasible. So when we talk about your single member LLC, you need to understand that it's really important for you to establish business credit, because you are trying to separate your personal affairs from your business's affairs, right? Because already as a single member LLC, the IRS is looking at your business as like the IRS is confusing your business with yourself. In other words, the IRS does not recognize your single member LLC for tax purposes. That's why when you file your taxes, you are actually filing 1040 with Schedule C. You're not filing like a Form 1065 as the regular multi-member LLCs do. So it's important to actually build business credit so you have a clear idea that, no matter what, if something were to happen to you, if your business were sued by somebody, whatever, you are able to separate yourself. You are able to divorce yourself from everything else. This is so important because you have to really think about it, and you want to cover, like, if you are, let's say you are an owner operator, you are a consultant, you are an accountant, you are a garage, a shop, a body shop owner, whatever you are, you need to really think about making sure that you have an EIN. So everything starts with having an EIN. So if you are a single member LLC, you're trying to build business credit, the very first thing you got to do is to have an EIN. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. And so you got to have an EIN. So you go to the IRS website and you actually get your EIN. The second thing you want to do here is that you want to make sure you have your articles of organization. So all the paperwork you filed with the states when you actually were forming your single member LLC, you got to have those documents. You have to bring those documents back up. Okay, you got to really unearth them. You have to really make sure that they're back, and you have to have also a business bank account. So, because this is important, when we talk about, business credit for a single member LLC, especially if you're a new single member LLC, if you don't have a business bank account, you can't actually kick off the process. Because the way business credit works for new single member LLCs is that you need to establish a presence. Because otherwise, if you do not establish a presence, your personal credit will continue to be used against you. And God forbid, if you have a crappy credit score on the personal side, this is going to be like a heavy accessory on your legs. You can't really walk. Okay. So the thing here is that you want to actually start by having a bank account. So if you have an EIN, what you want to do is you want to go to the same bank where you currently have a personal relationship. You want to open a business bank account at that bank. And the reason why you do it at the very bank where you currently are at, is because they already know you. They know you, they have seen you for a while. You had a great relationship with them, hopefully a great relationship with them at the personal level. So they're able to give you a pass, and they'll open a business bank account for you real quick, and it will be a lot easier. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to build business credit for a new single member LLC. So if you are a new single member LLC and you're just wondering how to build business credit, first, you want to have your EIN. Second, you want to have your business bank account. And third, you want to start looking at opportunities to establish credit. So business credit, that is. So you want to start with the very bank where you currently are at. So you want to see the kind of credit cards they have. And you want to basically see if you can get a business credit card that will report to a business credit bureaus. Okay. And sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not easy. And what we have seen in our experience is that the state banks, local banks, and credit unions, they're a lot more amenable to this type of discussion than big national banks. What I'm trying to say here is that if you are a new single member LLC, and you want to have a business credit card from Chase, It's a lot harder to get that credit card, the business credit card from Chase, than it is to have the same business credit card approved by your local bank, for instance. Okay, and what you want to do here is that you want to actually have you need to have credit products. You need to have maybe a credit card, and then you can start thinking about a net 30 vendor relationship. But before I talk about the net 30 vendor relationship, the big question is, does your personal credit matter for your new single member LLC? Does it really matter? Yes, it does. It does, for several reasons. First of all, regardless of your LLC status, whether you are like a new single member LLC, an existing single member LLC, a new multi-member LLC, or an existing multi-member LLC, regardless of the kind of configuration you have, your personal credit matter for your business if you're not able to run things with EIN only. In other words, if you do not make the effort to separate yourself from your business affairs. And there are very easy way to do this. What it means that whatever, like if you want to really separate your personal affairs from your business's affairs, you got to have a business plan. Everything starts with a business plan. Something so easy, but people are finding it very complicated to do. I really don't get it. Like, I really don't understand. Like, we have said this on multiple shows, yet we still have questions about, how do I build business credit? Do you have a business plan? No. Do I need one? Yes, you do need one. Son, daughter, you need one. Okay. So if you have a new single member LLC and you are trying to build business credit with EIN only, and you don't have a business plan, don't talk to me, because you are just going to make a big boo-boo, a big mistake, and your ass will be denied over and over and over. That's what happens when we get questions, we get comments on our YouTube, like below our YouTube videos. People talk about, I tried this, and they pull my they did a hard pull on me, but you said that it was EIN only. Yes, but there is a process you need to follow to actually apply for a business credit card, a business loan of credit using EIN only, especially if you are a new single member LLC. Because remember, if you are a new single member LLC, for all intents and purposes, you are just confused with yourself. In other words, lenders will confuse you with yourself. In other words, even if you're applying for a business credit, they will think you're applying for a personal credit unless you do it the right way. So what is the right way? What is the best way to actually build business credit? So I was talking to you earlier about having, got to have your EIN, you got to have your business bank account. And I spoke about having business licenses and permits. So if you are a single member LLC, if you are a new single member LLC, and you are trying to build business credit, you have to really make sure that you abide by regulations and laws in the fields where you operate. So if you are a one-person show, chances are your industry might have some regulations. Make sure that you are abide by them and you are like in good terms with the regulators in the industry. For example, if you are in the healthcare sector, make sure that you haven't violated any law in the last 5 years, and that your license, if you are a physician, for instance, that your license has not been revoked or kind of like a pampered with in terms of the regulatory side of things. This is really important because once you start, like if you go to net 30 vendors, or you go to other players and you ask them to maybe qualify you for business credit, they will do some research, and even if they don't pull your credit, they might see that you had issues with other vendors in the past. This is why you want to take this time to establish a great relationship with the vendors. You also want to have a great relationship with some banks, for that matter, with credit unions. And so when we talk about building business credit, you got to have a business plan. You got to have a business plan. And I'm not saying you got to have like a comprehensive business plan, like 50 pages or 100 pages. No, I'm not saying that. You can probably have a business plan for 10 pages. Yeah. For all intents and purposes, once again, when we speak about business plan, we're just speaking about a document that provides contextual information about your new LLC, your new single member LLC. You want to provide some kind of business plan so that any reader can clearly understand what you're trying to get yourself into in terms of operational goals. So that if, like lenders, for example, if they understand your business through your business plan, they'll be more happy to finance whatever you have. They'll be more happy to finance whatever operation you have. And if you're single member LLC, if you're new single member LLC is in a very delicate industry, they will still finance it. Let me talk to you about. I want to give you a few ways. I want to give you a few clear steps to establish business credit for a new single member LLC. So I spoke to you earlier about making sure that you have your EIN right. I also spoke to you about the fact that you got to make sure you have your certificate of good standing, because simply because you have an LLC doesn't mean that you are, let's say, you are in compliance vis-a-vis the state authorities. Make sure you have a certificate of good standing. Make sure that you have your registered agent. Make sure, because see, all those things are giving the impression to a regular person that, hey, listen, you are running business as a business. And so you want to register your business on Dun and Bradstreet, and you also on Equifax and Experian Business, and then you want to really get a DUNS number from DNB, for example, from Dun and Bradstreet. And so what you want to start doing here is that, if you remember, like a few minutes ago, I told you to go back to your bank and ask them to sort of approve you for, a mini business credit card, or let's say a mini business loan, or a mini business line of credit. The thing is that you want to start a relationship. Don't apply for large amounts. Apply for small amounts. If you apply at your local bank for $1,000 business loan for your new LLC, chances are you are going to be approved, instead of having to like really applying for, let's say, $100,000 or $1 million. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make here is that there is possibility, and so you want to build your foundation. Okay, building your foundation is really important. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to build business credit for a new single member LLC. So what are the challenges? What are the things you need to pay attention to? What are the things you can really things that will be find that you can actually solve pretty quickly? So you want to build your foundation. You want to register your business. So again, if you're an LLC, make sure that you have all the things that come up with an LLC at the state level. So if somebody were to look up your company's name, they know you are legit. You want to get a DUNS number. This is important. So you only get a DUNS number from Dun and Bradstreet. Okay. So this is kind of cool, because this is the number that all suppliers will use to sort of locate you, or it will use to sort of assign credit scores to you. So this is kind of important. And it's not the suppliers, it's Dun and Bradstreet that assigns the score to you based on the feedback they've gotten from vendors and clients as well. And you need to get accounts that reports to business credit agencies. See, the thing is, if you are a single member LLC and you want to build business credit the right way, you need to find those vendors who will help you on your journey. And helping you on your journey just means that they will report your transactional data to business credit bureaus. And when it comes to business credit bureaus, don't be picky here, because the thing is, if you're a newbie, you accept everything. You accept everything. If a vendor tells you, listen, I only report to Equifax, say yes. If a vendor tells you, listen, I only report to Experian, say yes. If a vendor tells you, I only report to Dun and Bradstreet, say yes. And you want to gladly say yes, because the bottom line here is you want to have a foot in the door. You want to basically you want to start something so that you can take it from there. Okay. And so when we talk about accounts that report to business credit agencies, there are a few of them. So you have suppliers and vendors. You have business loans and financing. You have also a series of credit builder accounts. Then the fourth thing is you have business credit cards. Okay, so this is kind of cool. I mean, the thing is, not all business credit cards will report to Dun and Bradstreet, to Equifax and Experian, but some of them will. And again, remember, if you apply for a business credit card, so make sure that the card is issued under your LLC name, not under your name. Otherwise, you might confuse your business credit card for your own personal credit card, especially if you are a one person, because you really are a one person show. If you really want to think about it, you are a one person show. So overall, the point I'm trying to make here is that you want to get accounts and reports to business credit agencies. You want to open a business credit card. You want to pay on time. See, the business credit card that you open, make sure that you pay on time. And it's not about the limits, the initial limits that you actually you actually get. Because I know a lot of single member LLCs, they actually take the limit they get from credit reporting agencies very importantly. I can't believe they gave my neighbor like $100,000, and they're giving me only like 1,000. It really depends on a constellation of things. So one thing I want to do, I want to tell you here is that you want to monitor your credit, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're thinking how long does it take to establish business credit for a new single member LLC, the answer is like 3 to 6 months minimum. That's what I said at the beginning of this show. Don't let anybody razzle dazzle you, telling you, hey, listen, you can build business credit in 30 days. It doesn't happen. It does not happen. It's great. It's great clickbait for titles on YouTube, but it does not happen, because business credit for a new LLC, single member LLC business really takes time in terms of establishing relationships, making sure that you convince your new relationship to basically report your transactional data. And so this requires a series of transactions, a series of agreements. And also there's one thing that's really important for me to mention here, is that if you want to have a new single member LLC that has credit, that's credit worthy, make sure that you always pay your bills on time and automate things. When you automate things, your payday score will go up. And if your payday score goes up, what will happen here is that, like, by going up, I'm talking about being above 80. If your payday score goes up, what happens here is that you will see the positive effects actually spilling on the other parts of your business in terms of like net 30 vendors, like they go suddenly from net 30 to net 45 or net 60. So they give you more flexibility to pay for goods and services. Okay, so basically, if you are able to establish business credit the right way, and you are able to check your business credit score, you're able to making sure that you build business credit for your new LLC, your new single member LLC business the proper way. What will happen here is that you'll be able to access new credit facilities. You'll be able to unlock new credit facilities, whether it is business credit cards or business lines of credit or business loans. It really depends on you. But one thing I need to say here is that at the end of the day, if you want to build business credit for a new single member LLC the proper way, make sure you have the documentation. Make sure you have like whatever documentation pertains to your business. You can, like, I can't find it. Like, I've tried, but I can't find it. Do not actually be in that situation. We've seen a lot of our clients do that. It's not really easy. And also, one thing I also need to say here is that remember that your business is a business. Even though it is a single member LLC, it is a business. In other words, you can be a single member LLC and hire 50 people, and hire 20 people, and hire 25 people. Okay, it is still a business that actually people count on to generate revenue. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just quickly talking to you about how to build business credit for a new single member LLC. I gave you a lot of information, good information, I believe. And so thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I will speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.